Namaste. I am Savita SR from Bangalore, India. If you are watching this video, either you are thinking to enroll and then take up, or second one is you are currently going through your practice and planning to take up your exam, or you might have your exam either tomorrow or coming weeks or days. Okay. In either case, I'm gonna cover all the details that you really require. Okay. Recently, I completed my YCB Level 1 Yoga Protocol Instructor certification from Ministry of AYUSH, Government of India. I want to cover all the aspects in this video. Let's get started. I pretty much practiced yoga all through my childhood till 10th standard. And after that, life happened and then I left it altogether. So last 2 years back, I started practicing yoga. It was more like an inner calling for me. I practiced with Ha Build for 2 years. Then I thought, okay, I want to level up. So hence I thought, okay, I went to Ayush portal. I searched for institutions and organizations who were offering TTC 200 hours. Okay. So here for YCB level 1, you need to complete 200 hours of practice. Okay. So if it is a full time within 1 month, if it is a part time, it can be spread across minimum 3 months. Okay, so this is the requirement. I enrolled with Swami Vivekananda Yoga Research Holistic Health Trust, Bangalore. Then I was little skeptical because I had enrolled for online way of learning, but later on I realized I think COVID has taught all of us that you can learn anything online. So for you, so look up in your area which are the institutions who are offering you TTC 200 course. It could be full-time residential 1 month, or it could be part-time spread across 3 months offline or online. After enrolling with this institution, I received a big carton box yoga kit. It had all the books that were required for level 1. Okay, just to go over. So this is the level 1 yoga professional guidebook from Ministry of AYUSH. Okay, so this covers entire syllabus. Okay, so this is your main important book that one you need to kind of go through. Other than that, also I had other books that I refer to. One is Asana, Pranayama, Mudra, Bandha. This is very, very detailed. Okay. So, but it's one, if you are a yoga practitioner, you should have this book at your place. Okay. And next is Pearls of Vedic Wisdom. It is a very concise book which covers all the aspects of Ashtanga Yoga and everything. Okay. So this is like a final guide before the exam. Okay. And then I referred Swami Vivekananda's book, especially for Patanjali Yoga Sutras, because here Swami Vivekananda's explanation for all the sutras are so beautiful and very, very detailed. Okay. And Yoga Nidra, this is also a very beautiful book. This is from Swami Satyananda Saraswati, good book to have at your place. Okay. And Yoga Question Bank. This actually, I didn't use it right from the beginning. I used it towards the end of it, but I was so super confused after solving the first lesson. Because this covers, for all the levels, level 1, level 2, also UGC NET and, MPhil, PhD entrance exam. So the syllabus is very vast. Okay, so I got a little confused and worried because it had a lot of out of the syllabus things. Okay, but in case if you're beginning to use, I mean, you can use it from the day one. So these were the books, and along with that, I also had a big notebook, okay, to take lot of notes. So this is the preparatory part of it. Okay, so first is find an institution, enroll. Second one is have the required books. Okay, third one is start your class 200 hours and be a best student possible, and understand it will have theory part and as well as the practical part. So there are main 3 qualities which are expected. One is communication skills. Second one is time management skills. And the third one is understanding the body language of others. Okay, so these are the main 3. Other than that, you also are expected to have a lot of self-discipline, lot of confidence and maturity, and lot of compassion and patience and active listening, time management we covered, and language proficiency and lot of empathy. Okay, so these are the basic qualities that we have to acquire while learning learning the theory and practices during this TTC 200 hours. And you can teach in any language, either your regional language or English or any of the language of your choice. And then total marks is 200. Theory is 60 marks, and then practical is 140 marks. Okay. In theory, introduction to yoga and yogic practices, your introduction to yoga text, and yoga for health promotion. So these are the three aspects. Coming to practicals, your demonstration skills, teaching skills, application knowledge, and as well as field experience. Okay. Including all that, it is total of 140 marks. Okay. Dedicate yourself, be a best possible student, be a best student and learn everything, both theory and as well as practicals, and practice it diligently. It is really important. Okay. So we covered enrolling, and we also covered going through the course. We covered the books required. Okay. And then now examination part. Okay. So I'm sure you would have, registered. After registering for examination, so there are two parts. One is theory part and then the practical part. So for both the examination, all the details are sent through a single mail to your registered email ID. Okay. So what you got to do is open that mail and read everything, all the details there. And there will be a separate link for theory exam and then a separate link for practical exam. So for me, theory was in the morning and practical was in the afternoon. Okay. So theory, it is 2 hours and it's a MCQ based. And trust me, you don't really need 2 hours at all. So I finished it within 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So it is pretty easy. What really helped me was, if you Google, there is a free mock test, level 1, YCB level 1 mock test, so that you can just take it up right from the day one of your TTC 200 course. Okay. So you don't need to register for that. It is a free mock test that you can take n number of times. Two things happens. One is like you will get used to taking that exam. Second thing is you will identify which are the areas that you really need to work on. This is more from the theory perspective. Okay. And what I saw is most of the questions were repetitive even in the final exam. I'm not really sure, for you, but at least that's what that I kind of taking that mock test really helped me. Okay. And then second thing is practicals were on the same day for me in the afternoon. So 4:40 to 5 o'clock. So it was for 20 minutes. And a couple of things. For practical exam, there are 5 things are there. One is make sure you're not eaten just before the examination. Follow the yogic principle. Second one is your room selection. Okay, so choose a place which is well ventilated and don't have too much cluttered. Okay, so especially your backdrop should be kind of as much as possible. Keep it clean and neat. Okay, so I mean, you don't have too many posters stuck, and then you don't have too many articles where the attention is kind of diverted. Okay, so that's what I mean. And then the third one is your system setup. So login through kind of laptop. Don't use the mobile, and also adjust your camera so that you are completely visible whenever you are performing. Either standing asanas or sitting asanas, you're completely visible. Make sure that your body parts are not cut in the top and then bottom. Make sure your fingertips should be visible and as well as the toes. Okay. So fourth one is yoga mats. Use 2 yoga mats, one horizontally, one vertically. Okay. So all the Surya Namaskaras, you're going to do it in the sideways. Okay. So not really facing the camera. The fifth one is inform your family members that you are attending this examination, and request them not to come in and vote and all that. Okay, so these are the 5 kind of preparatory things that you have to take care before entering the examination. So once you click that link, join in, you will have 3 examiners. I had 3 examiners, out of which one examiner was kind of interviewing me. And then I had only 20 minutes exactly. So every minute counts here. Okay, so a few basic rules. If you don't know some things, you say I don't know. Okay, so don't waste your time in proving or arguing. In case if you don't understand the question, you can ask them. Okay, so let me talk about what are the questions that I had received during my practical exams. Okay. It started with introduction. They asked me who am I, what is my background, what is my profession, why I wanted to become yoga teacher. Okay, so why am I doing this? Okay, so first question was about prayers. How many opening prayers do you know? And can you start the session with the opening prayer and also share the meaning of it? We can start with Omkara thrice and followed by Sahana Vavatu or Yogena Chittasya or Guru Brahma or any other opening prayer. Okay. And also ending prayer. So I only knew Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. So I said the same. Okay. And second question was about Shat Kriyas. Okay. So what are Shat Kriyas and what are they in, answer it in the same sequence. And then out of 6, how many of them have you practiced? Can you choose one of it and then talk about in detail what are the benefits, who should practice and all that? Okay, and I chose to answer Trataka. You can choose whichever the Shat Kriyas that you are practicing. Okay. My next question was about Sukshma Vyayama. What does Sukshma Vyayama means? In Sukshma Vyayama, I was asked to perform Kati Shakti Vikasaka, all variations of it. And in Stula Vyayama, I was asked to perform Sarvanga Pushti. Okay, so they could ask either of one, either Ridgati or Sarvanga Pushti. And next was on Surya Namaskara. Surya Namaskara carries a lot of marks. Okay, so please learn the Surya Namaskara prayer and also all the mantras, including the Bija mantras. Okay, so it is a mandatory. They will ask you to perform Surya Namaskara. You could ask, is it a silent demo or is it with multiple, kind of explanation? So start with the Surya Namaskara, prayer and followed by, kind of mantra, and make sure if it is a multiple explanation, you're talking about the pose, the position part of it and the breathing pattern and, the transition part of it. Okay. So make sure that you're talking about that. Okay. And also they asked about the benefits and the contraindications and who should do, who should not, perform Surya Namaskara. So this is a, very important, topic that they would ask. So coming to asanas, they asked me to choose one from each type. Okay, so one is standing asana, sitting asana, supine, and as well as prone, and choose the one that you are very comfortable with. Okay, they also asked me which is the toughest asana for you. Can you attempt to do that? Okay, so for me, Viparita Karni was the one, and I attempted it, and successfully I was able to demo that. Okay, so yeah, and that's about the asanas. So next question was on the sectional breathing, abdominal, thoracic, and clavicular, breathing. They would ask you to choose. They asked me to choose one of it and then perform it. Okay. So for that, sit near the camera. Okay. So sit near the camera and then perform it. Okay. Next was on pranayama. A lot of questions were asked about, Ida, Pingala, Sushumna, Nadi. What does pranayama means? And then they asked me to perform Brahmari and what are the benefits of practicing Brahmari. And next was on bandhas. What are the benefits of doing bandhas? Okay. And mudras. Okay. So they asked me how many mudras do you know? Can you kind of show them? Okay. So whichever mudras that you have practiced, at least, we learn a lot of mudras. Okay. So start with Chin Mudra, Chinmaya Mudra, Jnana Mudra, Dhyana Mudra, Nasika Mudra, and then all the mudras. Okay. So you got to perform and then show them. Okay. And there was a question about dhyana. Okay. So what is Antharanga Yoga, what is Bahiranga Yoga, what really connects, what is Dhyana, how many types of meditation do you know? Since I practice Vipassana, I spoke about Vipassana, and you can speak about what are the other types of meditation that you are practicing. You could speak about a lot of meditations, okay? So loving kindness meditation or looking at a single object and meditating or looking at the lamp or color meditations. I mean, there are very different kinds of meditations are there. You can talk about the meditation that you are very comfortable and have been practicing it. And then towards the end of it, so there were a lot of questions about our background. Since I come from IT and also with the psychology background, so they asked me what are the challenges that IT people are facing currently, right? And what are your recommendations? Okay, since it is a sedentary lifestyle that we follow, especially the tech neck syndrome or the kind of a round shoulder and then back aches and then lot of tension and the stress part of it and always online kind of syndrome, right? And so I spoke about those aspects of it, and then it also varies. Okay, so based on your profession and background, what your answers would vary. Okay, see, till now it is a demonstration skills that were checked. Okay, so after that there was a question: if I come to you as a student, with these background, what would you choose? Can you choose something and then teach me at this point in time? So here I don't need to demo it, but what they were looking for is my teaching skills. How do we give the instructions in a step by step without without causing any confusion, in a very clear manner, so that the student is able to kind of implement and then practice it? Okay, so that is what is really expected. More of a teaching skill is required. There was also a question about field experience. Where I did TTC 200, so we were asked to do two projects. One is Manayangaladalli Yoga, so teaching yoga to our neighborhood. I did an online session. A lot of people had enrolled. Okay, so and the second one is Yoga Saptaha, so going to a school or a society and then teaching yoga in okay to public. I had gone to a school and then along with my another a batchmate, and then we had taught yoga to a lot of school children. So that's where it gave me a lot of confidence. Okay, so one is learning the theory, practicing it during the classes, and then it is more of a learning part of it. Okay, only when we go outside and then teach others, we will understand what are the areas that we really need to improve, what are the areas that we are really doing good. Okay, as you're going through TTC 200 course, as much as possible, go out and then teach. You start with your family, with your friends, and with your circle, and then you can also go out to schools, and then also if you're living in a societies and apartment societies, right, you have a greater opportunities to go out and practice it in the real time. Okay, so that gives you a lot of confidence, as I told, the communication skills part of it, time management, and as well as understanding the body language of the students around you. Okay, so this would really help you if you just go out and then do these projects. Okay, other than this, there was also questions about history of yoga, Ashtanga yoga, and then types of yogas, Jnana yoga, Bhakti yoga, Raja yoga, Karma yoga, and they would ask you to pick up on one topic and talk about it. Okay, and Ashtanga yoga, at least all 8 limbs of it, that you should be very, very, very thorough with. Okay, and dinacharya, rutucharya, what are the yogic principles as a yoga teacher that one should follow? And how do you really plan your yoga classes? How do you do, kind of planning aspects of it? How do you assess, how do you teach? Say, suppose you have a students, you have a children, you have a, middle aged, and you also have a elderly parents. How do you teach? How do you really plan? Say, suppose people come with different background, who has a high BP and cardiac related stuff, or who are going through certain element, certain kind of diseases. How would you recommend? How do you choose? How do you really plan? And so these were all the questions that were kind of asked during the examination. Okay, some of the best practices that would help you is go through the theory very thoroughly. Use highlighter, go through, because there are a lot of terminologies which are very new to us, so you get kind of comfortable with those jargons. Okay, so underline, go through that entire book. Okay, so it is not just attending the class and going through the syllabus part of it. So go through every page, don't even miss it. Use highlighters and then make your use post-its, make lot of your notes. So second thing is, I actually made a flashcards, small flashcards and bigger ones. So for all the asana, especially for all the asana, I went to the kind of 8-step method. So what is the meaning of that asana? What is the sthiti and what is the type, subtype? What is the category? What is the count? And then complementary. What is the complementary asana? What are the benefits, limitations, and key points? Okay. So this is how I did for almost all the asanas. What I did was I just folded it. So I made I made it like a smaller booklet. So it is easy for you to just carry, either you're traveling or you're going to school or work. You just carry, just look at it. Okay, so just this is one best practice that really helped me. Second thing is, I actually I recorded everything on my phone. Okay, so with the voice recorder, and I kind of read out everything about each of the asana, and then I used to play it out. Okay, so again, while traveling, so I used to play it out. That really helped me. Okay, that helped me because you just close your eyes and then listen to the track, and then you visualize. Okay, so each step, how you're going to perform, what you're going to explain. Okay, so this is another kind of best practices that really help me. And then all the shlokas, so there are particular shlokas that are listed in the syllabus. Okay, and these are from Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So please learn all the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Okay, so let me just go. Okay. So Patanjali Yoga Sutra, including memorization of these sutras, 1 to 12 sutras that are mandatory, and also in Bhagavad Gita. So these are the ones from chapter 2, 47, 48, 49, and 50, and 70th shlokas, and as well, yeah. Apart from demonstration, you will have a lot of questions from the theory aspects as well. So yeah, so anything can be asked in this theory. Okay, so these are some of the appreciations received for the online session we did. And also we went to school and taught. Okay, so a lot of children were so curious to learn and practice yoga. These are some of the pictures from the session. And also, trust me, when you go out and teach, that's when you realized, what are all the areas that you're good at and what are the areas that you really need to improve. And also, it kind of helps you to, improve your confidence and communication skills, and as well as, time management, and especially observing the body language, because you have to observe and correct them if they're not doing in the right way, right? So it gives you practical exposure. So as you're going through the class, just go out and then teach it to your family and friends, your society, and then neighbors. Go to school, and it is the best way. Okay, and also receive some of the good appreciations from the schools. Okay, so these are few of the prayers that we got to be aware of. After the examination, so there is a waiting period to get the results. For us, it was around 50 days. Examination results will be sent across through mail, with your registered mail ID, and also you can see that in the Ayush portal. In results, there are 4 scenarios. One is theory is passed and practical is also passed. Congratulations, you will get a certificate with a 5 years validity. Okay. So second one is, if theory is also failed, practical is also failed, one has to take a complete re-examination. Okay. And then third scenario, if theory is failed but practical is passed, only theory exam is supposed to be taken. And the last one is, okay, so theory is passed but the practical is failed, then the re-examination. Okay, so that's how it works. So you can check the portal for more details. Yeah, this pretty much covers all the things that I really wanted to share. And all the best for your examination. We're so fortunate to have come across this yoga, which is so ancient and life transforming practices. And also, it's our responsibility for us to learn and pass it on to our next generation. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. In case if you have any questions, so put it in the comment section. I would try to answer them. And I wish you all the best. And I would like to thank all the teachers and masters across India, across the world, who are working towards passing on this ancient knowledge and wisdom and transformative skills of yoga from one generation to our other generation. And it is also our responsibility to be part of this journey. Okay, so thank you so much and namaste. Take care.